Okay, so here we go again. Um, I just started it out, and I noticed that the last time, the red from the last time kind of stained my molds. Um, you can kind of see a ring around it, but I hope it doesn't transfer onto the resin, the one I'm about to make. So I mixed up my resins. I have my clear, and this the white that I used. Eye candy is really thick, really concentrated. Um, I try to use the same amount as I did last time on that blue. And this is the yellow that I used, alcohol ink, and I did not get the deepness that I need, so I used two blues, two different shades, to get the color that I wanted. And I waited about, I would say about 30 minutes. I think I waited too long, especially for the white, but I waited about 30 minutes to stop pouring, for the resin to thicken up a little bit. But yeah, like I said, I waited too long. I think maybe 20 minutes should be okay. But for some reason my white got thicker than you can see the blue is pretty light. But the white, for some reason, got thicker than everything else. So it's gonna cause trouble down the road. You see. So bear in mind that this did not turn out to be what I wanted, what I expected. Again, I tried to follow what I did last time, but like I said, it has a mind of its own. Sprayed alcohol, 91% alcohol on the molds, and immediately stopped pouring. So I'm gonna do like one mold on regular speed, and the rest kind of speed up because this took a while. Just so you get an idea. And as you can see, the colored resins are pretty light because it started spreading immediately, but the white, once again, had a mind of its own. And here's the blue. I did not get the opaqueness that I wanted. I figured it's too transparent, but hopefully. And because it was spreading too fast, I just immediately put the clear in the middle. The first coasters, the blue, red one, I did all the colors before putting the clear in the middle, because they weren't really spreading that much. But with this one, they were kind of trying to come to the middle pretty fast. So I put the clear in the middle to kind of stop it. And this is my mistake right here. The first one, I did not go back to top it off before putting my white paste, my white pigment. So I think as I was doing this, the white was kind of getting thicker and thicker and thicker, and I should not have done that. I should have put the white first before, or even like just put however much I needed and not delay on putting the white. And another mistake that I made too was putting my stones in before putting the white. I think I just took too long in putting the white pigment in, which is why you see what happened. Like, I was laughing through my mask because once again this thing just took a curve on me. So here I go, putting down the whites. So this is how I do it, in dots all around the mold. and then I go around a second circle just underneath the first one, but kind of in between. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I try to hit in between the two. And at this point is where I started realizing that the white was getting too thick because it wasn't flowing through the pipette as it's supposed to. So yeah, I started panicking at this point. And sorry, my hand is blocking the view. I had to use my hand to kind of push the white out. So I was entering into panic mode because this is not the plan. I was supposed to replicate a mistake, which turned out to a different mistake. So in the first one, as soon as I put the whites down, they start trying to come to the middle. They're just kind of like pulling all the other colors to the middle, to the center. But this one, like I said, waited way too long and it was way too thick. So sorry, I have sniffles. So yeah, I'm just gonna speed this up, and at some point, I think the third one or the fourth one, panic mode was in full effect, so I had to improvise, and it was not pretty. I still had to use my two hands to kind of squeeze it out, and at this point I was realizing the pipette were losing their purpose because it was slowing me down and it was making the white pigment curing more, like getting harder, thicker and thicker. And if it's thick, then it's not gonna flow, and if it's not gonna flow, then we're not gonna get the effect that we wanted. So, and I also wanted to mention that this dot thing, I saw it on YouTube. I cannot remember her name. I'm gonna try to find her name. Maybe I'll put it underneath the caption. I cannot remember. I'm gonna look into my history and see if I can find it. But I did see the idea. It did not have the same effect as I wanted. Her effect, the one that she did, but I ended up doing something different. So at this point, like I said, panic mode, full drive. So I decided to use a toothpick and a stick. Just gonna do the drops because it was too thick for the pipettes now. And right around this second scoop, I realized that this was like, you see, like it just put like a blob there. It was slowing me down even more, and it was just putting way too much white down. And I was able to just kind of be patient enough to go around. Oh God, I hate this cold. And it's, yeah, I guess it's a mess. Like I don't know, it was crazy. I was actually laughing because I was like, this is not the mistake I made at first. I'm supposed to make the same mistake I made before to replicate it, but now this is turning into something new. And I think I'm about to give up on the sticks, the toothpick and the stick. It was just like, and sorry about that, my video did get cut off because my phone ran out of memory. So you will see what I did with the last one maybe in the next clip. But I had to panic swirl because the whites were getting thicker and the whole piece, the whole resin, the whole coasters were getting thicker. And yeah, here am I trying to do something else. Like, I don't know, I was really trying anything at all just to get my drops in, and that cup did not work. So I ended up swirling it, just doing a line of swirl, kind of like a ring. But at this point, I abandoned the fourth coaster completely. Like, I abandoned it and just decided to focus on all the other ones. Just kind of top off my stones, and just I was not. I had planned actually to just trash the fourth one, but then I came up with a swirl where I just did a line, a circle with the white, and I think it saved it. I don't know. You guys let me know. So as you can see from the first and the second one, you can see, or from the bottom, I guess. So yeah, this is what I did with the last one. It was just a free fall. Like, we were just falling at this point. I had to do something with it, otherwise it was gonna go to waste. And I just so as you can see, they started pulling, but because they were too thick, it wasn't pulling as fast as it's supposed to go. Pulling to the center, the whites. So this is where I realized my third panic, or my third mistake, that it was not doing what it was supposed to. So the first coaster, the red and the blue one, at this point it had already pulled like all the way to the blue. Like, it already, so it was like a straight lines all the way to the blue. So it's like a wheel of some sort. And this is it. And as you can see from the top one, it started going, but it's not going as fast as enough. And if I don't do something, it's gonna cure in this state, and there's nothing I can do. So yeah, see, this last one that I did, like I said, panic swirled. I went crazy. I'm not proud of that. So yeah, this is where my phone cut off, and I had already done the other two. And once again, at this point, the panic was in. So I was just doing anything, whatever I have to do to fix this. So all four coasters have different swirls. All four coasters have different designs. Now, I mean, somebody is probably gonna ask how I did them. You just go crazy. I cannot remember how I did it. I just took my toothpick and I just tried to move the white along. So just kind of connect the whites, and then just swirl them again. And like I'm doing here, I just pulled them down and just did a little circle, just to give it a little bit of a, I don't know, something. And I know these are not gonna be like the first ones, but so here we are done. And I got my four crazy coaster glue. I have no idea what these are gonna turn out to be, if the whites are gonna move, if they're gonna shift. But here we are, the next day. Again, sorry, I have a cold. It's only been like maybe 12-13 hours since I put the top coat on. So I didn't want it to have like fingerprints, so just in case it wasn't fully cured. Purdue cures in like 12 to 24 hours, so I trust it, but I just wanted to be careful. And this is the unmolding, and I gotta admit, it turned out okay. And I'm actually proud of the back. The back was not a disappointment. At all. But I do love the front. And I just wish I had done the same swirls in all four. If if I hadn't messed up on the white. But then again, this is art, so whatever you create, whatever happens, it has its own uniqueness. So this is what we get. Again, I love the bags. It just has a weird design. I think I put the toothpicks down all the way to the mold, and I just hope I did not damage my mold by doing that. But here they are. And this one, I just connected all the whites. I used my toothpick to connect all the whites around. I only did it once. Once on the first line and once on the second line. I did not do anything else at all to it. So this one should be pretty easy. And for some reason, it kind of looked like hearts. I did not notice that till now. And this is this one I'm not even gonna talk about, because this one is just a crazy mess. Like, I don't know what's going on here. I think I did the little swirl, and then I realized it wasn't right, and I just did another swirl, and I don't know, for some reason the white ended up to the middle. I think that was because I did that little circle. But in all, I'd say not bad. But if you wanted the effect from the first one, the blue and the red one, pretty much just do the circle that I did, the dot, the drops,